Christmas!
Merry Christmas, George! Merry Christmas, George!
Merry Christmas, movie house! Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, you wonderful old building and loan!
Oh, well, it's Christmas nearly once again, and I hope those who celebrate are enjoying their festivities so far, but in case you aren't, here are a list of my personal favourite Christmas movies for you to watch or rewatch to help you get in that Christmas spirit, or even if you're already high in Christmas spirits, watch these anyway.
I never thought it was such a bad little tree. It's not bad at all, really. Maybe it just needs a little love.
The Charlie Brown Christmas special is usually the first thing I watch as soon as midnight churns on December 1st. It's not only one of my favourite Christmas films, but perhaps just my favourite short film in general. The cartoon landscape is draped in snow and exemplifies the coziness of the winter's Christmas season. The soundtrack not only stays on repeat throughout the whole month of December, but is honestly just one of my favourite soundtracks ever, and I spend all year round excited to revisit it when December arrives. It's also just a very potent 25 minutes as Charlie Brown is navigating through the commercialism of Christmas, and it asks you to question the old age tradition. And the film can come across fairly cynical at times, with the Christmas period only highlighting Charlie Brown's own sense of inadequacy. Charlie Brown's friends charge him for their advice, and his little sister reads her Christmas list, which involves cold hard cash and real estate. And he's ushered into this Christmas play as director when not much organisation seems to be at hand, but Snoopy is unusually confident at playing guitar, and that's really cool. It's as poignant as it is hilarious and warm. The innocence and love of the period does shine through the cynicism and the questioning, and the film packs into its short runtime such a range of themes and questions and manages to wrap up the lovely little flick with a loving message. I can't help but watch this on repeat throughout December, and the ending of the film will never fail to fill me with such a festive feeling.
Extra reading over vacation and no makeup test? Are you kidding me? Nice work, Anus.
Can you not talk, please? I'm trying to pray.
You better pray I don't catch you alone, because I will full on nut punch you.
Tone it down. Jesus can hear you.
The Holdovers is still a very new film, so it's hard to know how this will stand the test of time, but it's my belief that the film will go down as a new Christmas tradition for many households. And it certainly will for mine. I was excited from the first trailers for this film. It has a cozy atmosphere that I just adored, utilising the New England snow and architecture to really give you that more traditional Christmas feeling. I don't want to get too into spoiler territory, but there's a part of this film where three main characters attend a Christmas Eve party, and these Christmas classics are playing, and it all just feels so familiar. Even down to the little details of the children being put into the basement whilst the adults drink and talk upstairs. I feel like I could have had the coziest sleep of my life to the background noise of this entire part of the film. And the film is set in the 70s, embracing it by replicating the look of a 70s film, and although nowadays that can easily feel very gimmicky, in the Holdovers it only heightens the comfort of the film. Paul Giamatti gives probably my favourite performance of the year, making facial expressions that I didn't even know were humanly possible, and every actor brings such a beautiful element to this film. The Holdovers as a concept and an idea isn't exactly anything new. These kind of films have been done time and time again, but The Holdovers is one of those times where it just does it better than any other film. The Christmas time works perfectly as a setting to the film, as the film helps us to search into ourselves and explore the past and present to help understand the future. Watching The Holdovers feels like a hot chocolate on a cold night by the fire. It's a warm embrace that I'm sure will serve Christmas comfort to many. It's hilarious yet cuts deep, only to grant you a warm hug at the end.
Bitch. Isn't Santa naughty?
Oh, ho, ho, fuck.
Okay, so granted, this is a bit of an unconventional pick. This film might not be the film you sit down to watch with your family on Christmas Eve, but Black Christmas is an absolutely incredible slasher Christmas film, and it's so much fun for horror lovers to watch around this time period. The comforting Christmas backdrop is the perfect juxtaposition to the terrifying story unfolding. The snow falls outside a lively party indoors, it's all nice and cozy, but then the phone rings. And the Christmas carols become ominous, and the Christmas lights are contrasting dark, foreboding shadows, and it just makes for one hell of an atmosphere. I saw it for the first time pretty recently, and as a horror lover, I couldn't not put it in this list. I think Black Christmas is a slasher that I'll be revisiting every Christmas time. It's a genuinely scary film with an incredible twist at the end and seriously some of my favourite shots in all of horror. It's incredibly influential to the slasher genre, being one of the pioneering films of the final girl trope, as well as using the slasher genre as a means for really strong social commentary. And yeah, Black Christmas is, in my books, a Christmas film. It's in the title. Its Christmas backdrop is absolutely key to the film stylistically and to its atmosphere, and yeah, it's an unconventional pick, and I'm sure it's one people will debate over being an actual Christmas film, but it's fun to change it up a little, and Black Christmas is just an incredible film for all horror lovers to watch over the Christmas period.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
I'd like to say this is another unconventional pick, but it's 2023, and I hope most people have realised by now that Die Hard is a genuine Christmas film. If not for the film itself, but because of the debate over the last few decades about whether or not the film should be considered a Christmas film, which has over the years forced the film's way into the Christmas classic category, as it should have always been. It's not that the film has become considered a Christmas film purely from the cultural reaction to the film, but it's completely a Christmas movie by design and intention. Die Hard is set on Christmas Eve. The Nakatomi Plaza building is decorated for Christmas, and the employees are in attendance of a Christmas party. And family reunion and togetherness is still a well-established theme in the film, as John McClane is fighting to reunite with his wife and get home to his kids on Christmas. Die Hard is fun, it's awesome, it has some of the most iconic moments in cinema, and Hans Gruber is one of the most recognisable film villains, and it's completely festive, being my family's Christmas Eve tradition ever since I was young.
How about your banquet in New York?
Oh, I left right in the middle of it, as soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea, Ernie, a toast. To my big brother George, the richest man in town.
Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life goes beyond just being the best Christmas film, but it's a film that I think you can make the argument for being the best film ever made. For nearly 80 years, it's stood the test of time and only grown in potency and relevance. It's a beautifully crafted film about the human experience, love and sacrifice, and how one's life can impact so many, as the film recounts the life of George Bailey, who spent his life giving to the people of Bedford Falls despite being someone who has always wanted to get out and explore the world. As his business loses all its money on Christmas Eve and George is moments away from taking his own life, he's shown what life would have been like if he had never been born, leading into one of the most captivating acts of any film, as George slowly realizes the value of his life. There are a moment in George Bailey's life that will stick with me forever. The look on his face as he sees Mary at the dance, and later his words to her about the moon, Violet whispering in his deaf ear as a kid, when George and Mary abandon their honeymoon to help the people of Bedford Falls. There's an overwhelming happiness and admiration, but a settling sadness as you realise he'll never make it out of Bedford Falls. The film weaves these beautiful moments of heartwarming romance and selflessness with heartbreaking troubles and redemptive hope. It's a thorough examination of one man's life and the guidance he needs. It's the good and bad, the hope and despair, the uplifting and the tragic all occurring simultaneously, as it does so in life. But the ending, as George Bailey runs up the town screaming Merry Christmas and his friends are piling through his front door to help him out of his troubles, shows that the hope and human connection wins out in the end. It's one of those films where it's absolutely impossible to not feel so deeply. It makes me want to run out of my own house up and down the street screaming Merry Christmas to all those who will listen, and it's a complete testament to the power of cinema. It's a Wonderful Life is the best Christmas movie, hands down, and just one of the most beautiful films ever made. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I've been really busy recently and not had much time to focus on making a new video, and so I hope this isn't cutting it too close to Christmas, but I did just want to waffle a little bit about my favourite Christmas films. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, spending time with your families and watching good movies and eating good food. I look forward to taking this channel into the new year, but for now, goodbye.